Look at the device you are using right now, it feels solid, doesn't it? A permanent window into the world. But this screen is not a window, it is an umbilical cord. We have built a civilization that operates like a hive mind, where 1 trillion invisible signals keep us alive every second. We assume this connection is air, that it will always be there. But what if it stopped? Not for an hour, not for a day, but forever. This is not a story about boredom, this is a story about the physics of starvation and the collapse of trust. Welcome to the most dangerous year in human history. Welcome to year 1. It begins silently, a text message that hangs on sending, a web page that loads forever. At first, it feels like a normal outage, annoying, but temporary. We wait for the router to reset. But while you are restarting your modem, the industrial world is screaming. We need to talk about SCADA, supervisory control and data acquisition. These are the computer systems that run the physical world, they control the voltage in power grids and the pressure in water pipes. Modern SCADA systems rely on a constant handshake over the internet to ensure balance. A power plant in Germany generates electricity because it knows a factory in France needs it. When the internet vanishes, the handshake fails, the plant becomes blind. It doesn't know where the power is going. To prevent blowing up its own transformers, it does the only safe thing. It shuts down. This is the split-brain effect. The global grid fractures into thousands of isolated islands, some have too much power, most have none. Within 48 hours, the lights go out, not because the cables are cut, but because the software is confused. Then comes the silence, a silence so deep it feels physical. We experience phantom vibration syndrome on a planetary scale. Our brains are addicted to the dopamine loop of information, without it, cortisol spikes. We aren't scared of starvation yet, we are scared of the quiet. Week 1 passes, the food in your fridge is gone, you go to the supermarket. This is where we learn the hard truth about just-in-time manufacturing. Modern cities don't store food, they are pipes, not buckets. A grocery store holds only 72 hours of inventory, the rest is on trucks. But trucks don't move without dispatch orders, and dispatch orders are digital. This triggers the bullwhip effect. Panic buying empties the shelves in hours, people scream for more. But because the communication lines are dead, the factories don't know the shelves are empty. The signal to produce more never arrives, the supply chain didn't just slow down, it snapped. Here is the cruel irony, food exists. Millions of tons of grain and meat are sitting in automated distribution centers. But the doors are controlled by servers, the inventory is encrypted. While cities starve, food rots behind electric locks that will never open again. But the most immediate killer isn't hunger, it's the cold chain. Insulin, antibiotics, vaccines, they rely on IoT sensors to keep them cold. When the grid dies, backup generators last for maybe 48 hours. After that, the medicine warms up, it degrades, it becomes useless. For type 1 diabetics, the apocalypse has a very specific, short timeline. Months 2, 3, and 4, the logistics crisis becomes a knowledge crisis. We realize that we have outsourced our memories to the cloud. This is the Google effect. We don't know things, we know how to find things. Do you know how to identify edible mushrooms? How to set a broken bone? How to make soap? We are the most educated generation in history, yet we are functionally helpless. We face the knowledge event horizon, information is there, but unreachable. Think of all the data on your hard drive, without search engines or indexing algorithms, it is just dark data. It is like a library with 1 billion books thrown into a pitch-black pit. Socially, our world implodes, we revert to Dunbar's number. Biologically, a human can only maintain trust with about 150 people. The global village burns down, leaving only the actual village. If you don't know your neighbor's name by now, you are a stranger in a dangerous land. There are no influencers anymore, there is only the person who has the water filter. By month 5, the politeness wears off, hunger changes the math of interaction. We enter the tribal phase transition. This is game theory in practice. Specifically, the iterated prisoner's dilemma. In a civilized world, you cooperate because the police exist, the state enforces the contract. Without communication, you cannot call for help, the cost of trusting a stranger becomes infinite. Mathematically, the best strategy shifts from cooperation to preemptive aggression. This is compounded by the carrying capacity crisis. Without the Haber-Bosch process to create synthetic fertilizer, industrial agriculture fails. The Earth can naturally support about 4 billion humans, we have 8 billion. Nature begins to balance the equation, cruelly, efficiently. Money is the first illusion to break, fiat currency is just a shared belief in a database. When the bank servers died, your savings didn't disappear, they just ceased to mean anything. Value becomes physical again, a warm coat, a bicycle chain, a bag of rice. We realize that civilization was just a thin agreement facilitated by easy communication. As winter approaches in month 9, the background threat emerges. The machines we left behind are dying, this is industrial entropy. Chemical plants and refineries are not designed to be abandoned. They require active maintenance. Without software to manage pressure, valves fail. Pipelines rupture, leaking toxic sludge into the rivers we now drink from. But the true monsters are the spent fuel pools. Nuclear reactors shut down safely, but the waste they produced is hot. It sits in pools that need constant water circulation, pumps need electricity. When the pumps stop, the water boils off, the zirconium cladding catches fire. It's not a nuclear bomb, it's a dirty fire, sending radioactive smoke across continents. The environment itself becomes a minefield. Even the sky betrays us, GPS satellites suffer from drift. Without ground stations to update their atomic clocks, they lose synchronization. The map of the world drifts by miles, we are lost in space and time. Water treatment plants fail next, without automated chemical dosing, the taps don't just stop, they become toxic. Sewage systems, once invisible marvels of engineering, begin to back up without their digital pump stations. Diseases we thought we had conquered in the 19th century, cholera, dysentery, return to the heart of modern cities. The concrete itself begins to weep, without climate control, the rebar rot in our bridges and towers accelerates. Civilization is a machine that requires constant oiling, without the digital hand to guide it, the gears finally seize. And then the sun rises on the 365th day. The noise is gone, the screaming has stopped. We have reached the new baseline. Survivors look around and see the Lindy effect in action. Technologies that have existed for centuries, paper, bicycles, mechanical watches, are still working. The technologies of the last 20 years have vanished into rust. The future looks remarkably like the late 19th century. We have passed through a genetic bottleneck. The population is smaller, the gene pool is reduced, but we are still here. A strange sense of optimistic nihilism settles in. We are no longer a hive mind, we are individuals again. The weight of the world's tragedies is gone, you only carry the weight of your own village. We realize that the internet wasn't just a tool, it was an evolutionary step. And we just de-evolved, we fell back down the ladder. Perhaps this is a tragedy, a loss of potential. Or perhaps it is a second chance. A chance to build something slower, something more real. The screen in front of you is a miracle, but it is also a cage. While you still have the connection, use it to learn something that lasts. Because you never know when the signal will stop. If you are watching this, you are still part of the machine. We would like to thank the patrons who keep our servers running for now. Until next time. Stay connected.